Google Shopping ads are brutally competitive, and most brands out there struggle scaling them just because the moment you try to spend more money, ROAS falls apart, or simply Google won't take your money, so your campaigns sit there at like 300, 500 a day in ad spend or whatever else, and you really don't know how to take it to that next level. Now, of course, there are many ways you can combat that. There are many strategies that you can apply, but in today's video, I want to focus on something that most PPC managers or most brand owners are not really aware of. So let's jump right into the screen and discuss what this is all about. So for the sake of this video, I'm using supplement examples because we work with so many supplement brands at the moment. Plus, I think it's great because it's a very functional product that serves a very specific purpose. And for a moment, you should now sort of look at me as someone that wants to buy your product, right? So let's say I'm searching for a vitamin D supplement as we have right here. And this is the search engine results page, like the shopping results page that I'm getting. So I'm presented with an endless amount of products, right? And the way that many brands out there sort of think their customers interact with their page is the following way. Let's say I'm looking through those pages and I'm seeing like Amazon, I don't know, don't want to buy there for whatever reason, let's say, right? And I click on the second option right here. And I decide CVS Pharmacy, I decide to click on that link and visit the page. And here's now how many brand owners think their visitors interact with their page, specifically from Google Shopping, right? They think that I'm landing on this page here, I'm paying very careful attention, and I'm carefully reading through, right? I'm not sure what, this thing here isn't loading for whatever reason. I'm not sure it's because whether I'm in Germany or something. Anyway, they think that they're coming to your site, they look at everything, you know, checking things out, scrolling down, reading everything that you have, carefully assessing your price, scrolling through your images, and then ultimately coming to a very rational conclusion of whether I want to buy it or not, right? The real way that customers actually shop is the following. So they click on this listing here, right? Open it in a separate tab. They click on this one here. They're like, yep, I want to look at that as well. Then they look at this one here, you know, open that too. And they may do so on 1, 2, 3 others. So here on the shopping results page, they do a little pre-screening, of course, and then they typically open a bunch of tabs, or if they're on their phone, they simply, you know, go to a page, and now this is how they interact. They come to your page, just like here, and within a few seconds, they will decide whether this is something for them or not, right? So the buy box, so basically the section here at the top that includes the title and the price, usually here it's a bit further down, but still fine, right? Subheadline, reviews, things like that. So within literally just a few seconds of just looking at the buy box and the most important elements of your page, they will even sort of consider you in the first place. They didn't make their decision yet, but they're just like, okay, this is actually a brand that I'm even considering to buy from, okay? And the issue with that now is that there are so many brands out there that struggle to have a buy box section that is actually very optimized, okay? So I want to look through some of these others now. We can, for example, look at those guys. That's actually a fairly good buy box, right? Because you have these, I always like these icons here where you get like a quick sort of sneak peek into what the product does. So like soft gel, 2000 international units, bone strength, immune health. You have the price, you have reviews, you have a little introductory text, right? Like a subheadline kind of thing, and you have the classical subscription option to purchase the product with. This is a good example of a landing page with a buy box, just because of a good buy box, just because it gives you good information, right? Here, for example, maybe it's just me having this issue, but it has like the price, buy one, get one free. I mean, that's of course very powerful, but besides that, it's kind of empty. There are some products above that, which is kind of weird. This isn't loading, maybe that's just me as I said, but then you have like a million other products, and that's pretty much it, right? The problem here is, and that's exactly what I'm talking about in this video, what this video is all about, is that when you're running Google Ads, and specifically shopping ads, because of course with shopping ads, people are always by default landing on your product pages directly, you need to make sure that those are clean and optimized for people to stay on those pages. And this is something that we do with most of our clients, that we actively help them optimize their buy boxes and their product pages to say, hey, you know, based on this data, based on these, you know, few 100,000 clicks that we drive per day to all of our clients combined, those are some things that have been proven to be on the product page to keep people engaged, to keep them scrolling. Because of course, only someone that has a bounce rate that is, you know, not 95% or something on average, of course. That's the only way that you can actually make some real money from your shopping ads. Because if like literally 90% of your people are bouncing right away and the other 10% are just spending, just a few seconds on your page, scrolling through, not doing much, then you will never be able to get to profitable revenue on shopping when a click is costing you like $1 or $2 or even like 50-60 cents. But the point is that yes, this channel is completely about Google Ads and tactics and campaigns and PMAX, you name it. But so many people miss out on those critical landing page optimization aspects. And of course, the product page is just the beginning. There's much, much more about conversion rate optimization on your page, but it's arguably the most important spot, as I said, because especially since so many e-commerce brands are fueled by shopping and PMAX more so than search, it is important, in my opinion, that the product page is fully optimized. So there are numerous ways you can do that with, right? You can have discounts that immediately, pop into the customer's eyes, saying something like, hey, today or, for the next 3 days, there's 30% off and here's your immediate saving, just as they have right here, instant saving. You could create even more. Actually, they have like this limit, ends April 6th, which is not like crazy urgency in that case, but of course you can add to this with some actual urgency. I'm not a big fan of like fake urgency, but if you say, hey, we put our products kind of on rotation and now this product is on sale, now next month this product will be on sale, you can definitely create some urgency with that, and people will be drawn to your product page a little bit longer if they see it and they're like, okay, so that's actually a good one. I'm saving something right here. Of course, ideally you combine this with savings on the shopping ad listing itself, right? So having like a strike through price on shopping, very powerful here, showing like minus 30% sale or whatever else. So this is very good stuff. The next stuff is, just as I mentioned with, with these guys here, is that you give a very short, concise overview on what your product is doing. So if like with these, perfect. With these guys here, right? I mean, of course, vitamin D, if you are actively searching for vitamin D, it's kind of straightforward. There's not that much about it besides like the international units and whether it's D3 plus K2, for example, and some other details, right? But with most products, and this is also why I chose vitamin D, because it's a very simple product. But of course, even more so when you have like a more complicated product, a technical product, let's say furniture, for example, with like materials and sizes and many different images that people might be interested in, or let's say technical products with many, many, many features. You want to give people, of course, a quick and easy sneak peek into what they can expect from the product, right? And let's assume that I'm, for example, someone who is searching for vitamin D capsules, but I'm not a huge expert and I don't even know exactly what vitamin D is for. I'm like, okay, so it's a soft gel, right? Better than like a liquid, maybe. Okay, it's for my bones. That's good to know, right? It's immune health. Yeah, that kind of helps. It's always a good thing to have. And I heard that I should take like 2,000 international units minimum per day. Okay, cool. So now you get all these informations. Now you have everything that you need. I will mute my Mac real quick right there. You will have now all this information, kind of like the most important aspects at least, without scrolling the page, because people don't consume all your content. That's extremely important, right? People think, like brand owners think, even those that we work with making like $1-2 million a month sometimes, of course we also work with smaller brands, now I got it, they think like, I need crazy copy, I need to have a very long product page, fine-tune everything about it, because people will very carefully read everything about it. But the truth is that 80-90% of your effort should be on this buy box here at the top, fine-tuning everything about it so that people actually give you a shot in the first place and not just click you away immediately. Remember, they will go through 10 different tabs. They will open all of these, many at least, right? And on their phone, it's basically opening something, not a great fit, going back, opening the next listing, going back, and so on and so forth. So you want to avoid being like basically clicked away immediately, but having paid for that particular customer. Only someone who gives you, the benefit of the doubt, or who actually considers your product in the first place by scrolling down further and actually reading reviews, that's actually someone who can become a customer. So step one, Of course, getting the click on the shopping ad by having like good images that you're regularly testing. You know, in our case with our clients, we're doing very, very in-depth tests on everything around the feed to make sure what is the combination that is driving the best performance. Then they land on your site. Second step, getting them to actually continue to scroll and giving you an actual shot rather than clicking you away. When we're analyzing client traffic with like Hotjar, GA4, etc., to come to conclusions what to improve, we see people like being all over the place, and when it's not an optimized buy box, I'm repeating myself here, I'm sorry for that, they just click away and that's it. Then of course, phase 3 is having good content on the rest of the page, having good reviews, making sure that you have great images, having good ad copy helps with many products and so on and so forth. And then, you know, the next phase is making sure that you have an optimized checkout, which this video isn't about. So that is the important thing that you have to keep in mind. And before you do any other optimization, make sure that you focus on this aspect here. I know this is more like a conversion rate optimization video rather than a Google Ads video, but hey, since we're talking about shopping ads where you can compare so many, you know, other brands right away and they're just a click away, it's so crucial that you do it, whether you do it yourself, whether you do it with someone else, whether you let your pages be optimized by someone, doesn't really matter. But the point is, if you're not doing it, then you're wasting a huge chunk of your Google Ads budget. So if you don't want to run your Google Ads anymore and you say like, hey, I need help like that, both on my feed, inputs from my page, and I just want my Google Ads to be scaled, I run into this invisible ceiling, no idea how to take my shopping ads to the next level, then feel free to check the link in the description where you can read some more about our work, case studies, reviews, testimonials, Trustpilot, you name it. Give it a try, see if this is something for you. And if you want, we can jump on an Ignite call where I give you a very good step-by-step overview of what is possible with your specific brand, regardless of where you are right now. So if you have an e-commerce brand and this is interesting and you want to scale Google Ads to the next level with a focus on cold traffic, make sure to check the link in the description. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more Google Ads and performance marketing content for e-commerce. And with that being said, thank you very much, and I look forward to see you in the next video again. Thanks and bye-bye.